Playful Pep Talks, everyone. This is Sage. This episode is brought to you by the Principal Leadership Program and all things communication for connection. So if you are looking for how you can support your school leaders, heads of school, go over to sagebhabs.com/thePLP and you will find all that information. If you're interested in finding out how you can bring me in to speak for your professional association, your conference, your campus, or organization on all things connected communication, emotional intelligence, and relational leadership, send me a message. And on to the episode. Hi, everyone. Today's episode is the peeing meditation pep talk. And yes, I did actually just say that. It was an accidental naming. I'm going to tell you what happened and why it matters so much. So I was working with all of the teachers in a school that was going through the turnaround process. So they were underperforming over many years, and they had to show significant results, significant gains in student outcomes and student learning in order to not have consequences with the state. So their principal hired my company to come in and really work with their teams around building positive culture, collaborative support, how to really take care of themselves in a way that would allow them to both enjoy their jobs and be able to continue doing their jobs, that would provide for some sustainability. Because these teachers were phenomenal. If they're listening, I still think of you all the time. They were super dedicated, super hardworking, cared so much about kids, were willing to go above and beyond in order to stretch their own learning practices and learning models to really transform and shift the ways that they taught and instructed, and therefore the outcomes that their students attained. And it worked, by the way. They are excelling. It's phenomenal. But when we were working together for the better part of 2 years on these team building and mindfulness practices, there was a tool that I would often practice with them, and I use it all the time with principals I currently work with any organizations that I do training and development with, that is quite simple. It's really just about breathing. However, there's bodies of evidence around the power of intentional breathing and how intentional mindful breathing practices can make you more able to be in any situation without jumping to reactivity, and that it can really decrease stress over time, which obviously not being reactionary and having lower stress are essential elements to leadership roles like being a school principal. So it became peeing meditation in jest in a room full of teachers one day when I was practicing this, taking 3 very intentional breaths, inhales and exhales with them, and trying to figure out how we could make this a sustained part of their practice, since the research shows that it helps. So then I drew on some research related to new habit formation, and I'll put a link to this work by James Clear in the show notes. But this idea that if you attach a new habit to an already established habit, then the new habit is more likely to stick. So I said to them, these are teachers who were, in this case, they were elementary school teachers who were pulled in 72 different directions, super high needs, really very little time to breathe is how they were experiencing it for themselves. And I'm sure many of your teachers can relate. And so I said, I want you to do this when you go to the bathroom. I want you to think of this as peeing meditation. And of course, there was some laughter because lots of them were like, we don't go to the bathroom. Haven't you worked in a school? And I said, yes, I have worked in a school for many, many years. And if we're not going to the bathroom, we have bigger things we need to discuss around basic self-care, right? We have to make time to at least go to the bathroom a few times a day. And so that should be a habit that's already established. Most people go to the bathroom a few times a day. And if you can think about breathing, doing this peeing meditation each time you go to the bathroom, let going to the bathroom be the habit that triggers the new habit of really remembering to slow down your autonomic nervous system, to practice mindfulness by taking 3 intentional ins and outs with your breath. So they got a kick out of this. It became something I've used repeatedly with principals that I work with and their staffs. And this particular school really leaned into it, and they went and bought Poopery, this is not a plug for a product, but if you don't know what it is, it makes the bathroom smell better, because that was another thing that made them laugh. Like, Sage, you want us to breathe in and out through our noses because that sends a calmer signal to our bodies than breathing in and out of our mouths, which is more of a fight or flight response. But what if it smells? And so the principal went and got an anti-smelling thing called Poopery, and then had some funny signs made up that went into all of the stalls in the staff bathrooms that said, "Remember your peeing meditation." And since this work had been done with the entire staff, everybody knew what those signs meant, and it was shared language that they could all laugh about, which I'll talk about laughter and learning in another episode, but also would really start to do some habit stacking of getting them to have mindful moments throughout their day versus letting their day get so stressful and escalated that they reach the cusp of burnout. So this is where peeing meditation came from. Haven't officially coined the phrase yet, but I'm here to really offer it to you as a tool. Again, something that sounds basic, which is to take 3 breaths, silly, which is to call it peeing meditation, but is actually founded in bodies of research around habit formation and the benefits of mindfulness in terms of stress reduction and being more responsive versus reactive. So this is my invitation for you all today in the Peeing Meditation Pep Talk. You are doing incredible things every day, and your attention is pulled in so many different directions at any given moment. Can you take the opportunity a few times in your day, no matter what's going on, even if it's a mellow, calm day, so that you can make an actual habit of it, to practice peeing meditation, to take 3 intentional breaths and notice the full inhale and the full exhale. Again, I cannot thank you enough for the work that you do in the world. As a longtime career educator, married to a career educator, and a mom, I know the incredible value and importance of the interactions that you have with our students and the staff who are guiding these students every single day. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. If you found something of value in today's pep talk, please share it with others in your life who could use a reminder of how important the work that they do is. And we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.